mean, it's cup or bust, right? Like, I think for this group, just with where everyone's at in their career, that's the expectation, and
Leon, can you add anything?
Yeah, I mean, he said it. We're all here to win. When you don't, it's disappointing. But talk about it within our group, and obviously we got to use that in a positive way, and come back next season, make the changes we need to do, and it's cup or bust.
So for Connor, sorry, can I just ask Connor one more? You mentioned, I think after the LA series, I think he called Jay one of the top 3 coaches in the NHL. What is it about him that you think makes him that strong? Thanks.
I just think he's so detailed. He's a great communicator. All the things that you're looking for in a coach.
So, Connor, you've gone into the offseason a few times really frustrated when the Oilers didn't make the playoffs. Last year, you were greatly optimistic, thinking that this team was, ready to push through. In that arc of where the Oilers are, was this your progress? Was this your step back? How do you think that the evolution of the team is progressing?
Well, I think it is progress. Maybe it doesn't feel like it today, or but I think it is progress. I think we're a better team than we were last year. We got basically everybody coming back, and it's just more experiences, really, and that's all positive stuff.
So you're 8 years into your career. You're still only 26, but are you cognizant of your biological clock and when you want to get to that championship ring that you've been looking for a long time? Are you counting the years? Is that something that's a concern for you, that you want to see this thing happen much sooner than later?
I mean, yeah, I want to win. Everyone wants to win every year. With that being said, I'm 26 years old. I got lots of great years ahead. I'm not worried about time, if that's what you're asking.
Leon, how do you feel about kind of the group that's assembled, the core group, and the potential that you guys have to push even further in years forward? You feel confident that with the pieces that are in place, that it is there for you guys moving forward?
Yeah, I'm very confident, but you got to prove it and you got to show it, right? I think we got the right pieces in place to get it done. But again, like I said, we can talk. We can sit here talk all we want. At the end of the day, we got to go out there and just get it done. And obviously, we couldn't do that this year. And again, just use that as fuel and positivity towards next season, and have an even better summer than last season, and come back stronger and a better player.
Connor, I know this is still very fresh and you'll sort of process it over the summer, but within a couple of days here, what's your sense of maybe some areas, some steps that you think as a group need to be taken or you can take, just in terms of the characteristics of your guys' team game and that sort of thing?
I think when there's two great teams playing against each other, it's just really small little details. And I thought we made too many mistakes, little mistakes here and there that they capitalized on, and that's the margins for error when you're playing in the playoffs against a really good team are really small, and we made too many mistakes, more mistakes than them.
Leon, just to kind of follow up on that, like you in the series, the power play was great, the penalty kill did very well. Even 5-on-5, the underlying numbers were very strong. Do you get a sense of kind of how the series was lost?
Yeah, I think Connor touched on it. Two good teams going at it. I think sometimes as a team, for us, we find a way to lose games and more so beat ourselves than a team actually beating us. We play good teams, and sometimes we get beat by a better team. But I think we have to find a way to learn how to just not beat ourselves sometimes. Instead of, we're an attacking team. We're gonna beat teams by the way we play, with our structure and with our speed. But sometimes we got to find a way to, lock it down, if that's what you want to call it, or just find a way to not beat ourselves.
And Connor, you said that you feel like this team is even better than it was last year, and that gives you, obviously, I would assume, some optimism. Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel like your team is better than it was even a year ago?
Because we're better. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. I just think we're better.
Connor, over here. Just a thought on, you look at the history of the teams that have won the Stanley Cup, and they've always had that window, and they've always been there. They've always been kind of knocking at the door, and obviously they've had disappointments before they kind of break through. Do you feel that your club, though, is there in a sense that you guys, from now on, your window is open and you will be a contender next year, the year after, and you continue knocking on that door, hoping to break through?
Yeah, I certainly feel that way. I think you look at the group here. Everyone signed on for the next number of years. Nobody's aging. Everybody's in the prime of their career. I think we have the opportunity to knock on the door as much as we want. Ultimately, it's going to be up to us to put it all together.
And Leon, just for you, I know you guys are all about team. I get that, but you guys both had a remarkable individual season. Does the fact that you guys didn't get to where you wanted to as a team tarnish that at all, or do you guys still take pride in the fact of what you did on the ice?
I don't think anyone's going home whenever that is today, and thinking about their personal stats. I think we're all going home thinking about, man, I wish we're still playing. I want to keep playing. I want to win a cup. So this is what we do. We have guys like Rhino that their roles are just as important as what he does, what I do. Yes, we get paid to do what we do, but it's all about winning. It's about winning. We've been fortunate enough to have won personal awards. No one cares about that. No one's writing about that in the media right now, about Hart trophies or whatever it is. Everyone's talking about how teams are moving on into the conference finals, the finals. That's what we want to do. So, yeah.
This is for Leon, from a reporter not here. He's interested in wondering if you're going to be going to the World Hockey Championship.
I'm talking to Team Germany right now and just trying to figure some things out. So we'll see.
And for both of you, I don't know if you had a chance to see Kyle Dubas yesterday in Toronto, but you could just see the weight of the world on his shoulders. And you guys are the faces of this franchise. Do you feel that the weight when you fail to meet your expectations, your own expectations, team-wise, what's that like? How do you handle that, just kind of like to move forward here?
Yeah, there's expectations, but I think most of the expectations come from within ourselves, from within our room. We want to win here. There's nowhere else that we want to win. So expectations are there. You obviously have to deal with them in your own way at times, but we're all here to win, and we all want the same thing. So have a good summer, come back, and go back at it again.
Connor, following a disappointment like this, I know there's going to be opportunities to reflect, but right now, in the current situation, what have you learned most that you're going to use in future years, beginning next regular season, that is the biggest takeaway that you can apply in future playoff runs?
Yeah, I think just, that kind of empty feeling that you're kind of left with. I think it's great fuel. You don't want to feel that feeling anymore. I think that's great fuel. I think for us too, just understanding, how far away it is just to be back in that very same position, and then we all got to go home and train all summer long and come back and go through camp and play 82 more regular season games just to get back to the very same spot. And just understanding that when you're there and you're playing in the series, you got to do anything to keep it going or win a game or whatever. Because it's a lot of work that goes into it just to get into that position. And here we find ourselves, a year away again.
Connor, you talked about the fact that you guys are signed and you're here. But we're about a year away from those conversations starting with contracts coming up and such. Can you just articulate what it means for you guys to be here trying to do this together, and how you don't know what the future is going to hold necessarily, but you're here now together, and what it would mean to be able to do this while you're here?
It means a lot. Obviously Leo and I have been here our whole careers. We've been through some bad years, some disappointments, another disappointment this year. But at the same time, I look at the culture that we've built here. I look at where the organization sits today, and I take a lot of pride. I take a lot of pride in that. I think our core here has really built something, really from scratch, really from the ground up. And I think we take a lot of pride in that. And to see it through, obviously with the guys that we've been with the whole time, like Leo, like Mercy, like Nuge, and is what it's all about, right? That's what it's about.
Leon, can you maybe just speak to that idea too of what it means? I know you guys are close and you're close with your core group, that this might not be an infinite setup, but what it means to be here right now.
Yeah, I think Connor said most of it. When you go through hard times and you kind of stick together, and there hasn't been any changes to the core group, it feels like we've really, starting with Connor, we've really created a culture here where it's about winning and playing successful hockey and meaningful hockey when it matters. And I think we've done a good job of that. So I think when you play with certain guys for such a long time, it just, with every year, like, you almost want it more and more, because you just want to win it with them so badly, right? So yeah, it would mean the world to all of us, but there's a lot of work that goes in, and we're aware of that, and yeah, just try next year.